We're doing a battle report for a 2,000 point three-way combat here between Sisters of Battle, Orks, which haven't deployed yet, and Necrons, which are also haven't deployed yet, with Crusade and objectives being barrels over there, barrels in that area terrain, and barrels here on the Sisters side, and each force can go 18 inches in. It's not night fighting. There are no buildings, just ruins. The Orks are actually going to have a Apocalypse scale Stompa. And then what's your actual Ork force now that you've added the Stompa?
My actual Ork force will be 5 knobs.
Five knobs on bikes?
On bikes, yes, with a war boss, which is this.
Awesome.
And he has a power claw. I have 90 boys with all shooters and a knob with power claw, no heavy weapons, and 29 looters because I had to drop 1 looter to take that.
To take the Stompa.
Because
all right. It's a pretty tough Ork list. We'll see what happens with the Stompa. Let me cover the Necrons. We got 2 Doom sites, the black ones. The blue and black are the night sites. Are there guys in them?
Yes.
So the warrior squads and the despair techs. What are they? Death marks. So death marks with the despair tech are in one. Warriors are in the other 2. Yep. So they've got guys in them, and then he's got a Catan. He's got 2 destroyer lords. One is his HQ, or no? That's the HQ. He's got a Lord there and a Barge and 2 4-man squads of Wraiths and the Triarch Walker, the thing that makes everything twin-linked if it hits. So neither the Orks nor the Necrons seized the initiative, and Sisters are going first with 6 faith points. Sisters are done. We put 1 penetrating hit on the Stompa, and it's stunned. Other than that, I got to move these guys who haven't run yet, but everything else pretty much just stood around. They moved, they shot, nothing else happened. These guys, we killed 2 Wraiths, put a wound on the Lord, and then put 1 penetrating hit on the Stompa, which stunned it. Alright, so Orks moved. These boys, they drove through the ruins, they're heading that way, and or those knobs, and these boys are charging forward, and they're ready to shoot. From the shooting with the Orks, there was some insane shooting. Bunch of girls died from Gatling multiple explosion blasts from that Stompa. This Exorcist lost its missile launcher. This thing lost a hull point. This lost a hull point. 1 girl died from a Gatling gun. There was a ton of misses and nothing. And then the leader over there took a wound, and it's onto charges. Bike charge didn't make it. So onto Necrons. Necron move is done. Catan moved here. These guys just flew over the cover. This crawled out of the cover, but it could get hot from the Catan's flame curse weapon thing. So that's why the Catan moved, to keep it out of that range. And then those guys, they moved over there and flew over the bike. So on the movement, doing that sweep attack from the chariot. Movement, 1 guy on a bike died. He got taken out by the sweep attack. 2 shoots, missed and killed a Luda. And the charges, it's doing the charges over there. Bike's getting charged by Wraith, and the chariot is charging the Ludas. And over here,
they're both going to charge the pain engines.
All right, penitent engines are going to get charged by the Catan and by the Wraith. I think the assaults are done. The Luda squad was taken out by that chariot there. The Knob bikers they're locked in combat with wraiths and the Warscythe Destroyer Lord. All the wraiths died here along with the Destroyer Lord, and a pent engine exploded, and we're just locked in combat with the Catan here. Sisters are done moving. Wasn't that impressive? Those drive up there. That moved 12 inches. These are moving this way. Move forward, move forward. Drove up to the Icarus las cannon so it can shoot it. The girl, I guess, inside jumps out. And we're moving on. Sisters are done shooting for the most part. And nothing much happened. We killed like 5 boys. All right, so this combat ended with 1 hull point on this and 3 wounds put onto the Catan, and it's still alive. So that's the end of the assaults, and moving on to Orc round 2. So shooting's done. This has got no weapon now. That rhino here, it blew up into a big ball of death and killed 2 Crusaders, and some girls over there died, and they did not run off the board. So we're now on to this combat here for the Orcs. Most of them are on initiative 1. The knobs drags on. This guys go down right and left. Pain Boy and a knob, and then 2 wraiths. And we're on to Necron round 2. What comes in? So Necron movement's done. Pretty much everything came in. Matter of fact, everything did come in. That guy, did he deep strike over there? And he didn't deviate, so he's over there by that building. And the las cannon's going to shoot on intercept, and then we're on to Necron shooting, which will be bad for someone. End of shooting. That thing has 3 hull points, 1 structure point left. You notice all the Battle Sisters have run from here because they just got Doom, Scythe, Death Raid, and most of the Death Cult Assassins there are gone, as well as the Crusaders. And I don't think there was any other shooting. Now, Assaults is that one over there. So the Necrons slayed the Warlord over there, killing the boss on the bike, and the Catan was brutally butchered by that penitent engine. So there's lots of shooting in the Sisters shooting. We killed a lot of Orcs, but there's still enough that they're fearless. But there's 11 of them standing there. This squad lost 2. The other vehicles just kind of drive because they don't have much left. And we rolled triple 1s to penetrate on the Stompa, so not that impressive. And that's it. Exploded when he charged that walker because he got overwatched, even though he didn't make the charge. Sisters assault. Those 2 Death Cult Assassin Crusader squads wiped out the Orc boys with no losses because of the new Consolidate rules, so the Orcs couldn't get to them. And it's the end of Sisters, what, round 3? Yep. I saw the moving's done, and this guy's head fell off killing a Sister. But, yeah, he moved. Those boys over there moved. That squad moved. Those guys actually got out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So shooting's done. While we're looking up some rules, actually, this thing is charging Uriah's squad with a D3 Hammer of Wrath hits, and that squad shot down the Heavy Bolter, and the other Battle Conclave and the Arch Confessor, they're dead. So, yeah, we're going to see what happens. Alright, so Uriah, which is the Sisters Warlord, was slaughtered by that Stompa. He almost made his invulnerable save, but he lost it on the last one, so he's dead. And I think assaults are done. Alright, Necron movement's done. Oh, by the way, on the Orc shooting, they did kill his Lord over there in that building. Necron movement's done. They flew through the building. He walked. They got out of that vehicle. This vehicle flew over here. That vehicle shot across the board. That vehicle flew there, and the death marks got out, marking the Orc squad. The other vehicle flew there. Those warriors, they got out. It's looking very similar to a Necron victory. Necron shooting is done, and there's a lot less of Orcs and girls on the board. You notice those? We don't even know if they're running yet, but they lost down to 4 Orcs. This vehicle's got 1 hull point. The gun is dead. Those guys aren't running. This immolator miraculously didn't die when it got heat raid, and there was a ton of shooting. The Necron Air Force, it's pretty much going to win, I'm pretty sure, but we're on to Necron Assault. Blows up. You don't consolidate when you attack a vehicle. Right. Alright, the immolator blows up. Is that the only assault? That is the only assault. So we're on to Sisters round 4. All right, it's night fighting, and the sisters are determined to kill the Stompa, so we're getting ready to move. Tries to ram the Stompa, and fails. It hits it, but it just bounces off. Girl movement is done. Rammed, and the Repentia move, and this thing immobilizes itself. Pathetic. And these guys move towards the objective. So the shooting is done. These guys are these guys running? They're steadfast.
We're booking it.
They're booking it. Okay, so on shooting, that group of Ork boys is running. That's pretty much all we shot. We shot this thing and hit it, but didn't do anything. Movement rammed that Stompa, and the Repentia squad is going to charge the Stompa and blow it up. The Repentia pretty much are reduced to one lone girl with a chainsaw, but they wreck the Stompa, which became my goal in this game. And on the catastrophic table, they roll 1. So it wrecks.
How many pins did you do?
You just roll once when.
All right, so the end of Sisters, that Repentia destroyed the Stomper and moves up towards the objective, which does nothing, and we're done. So it's on to Orks. Round 4, night fighting. So Ork movement, these guys keep running. These guys running as in they're fleeing off the board. These guys are crawling up on top of that objective table. Wow, the game is getting quick. The Ork shooting is done. That is at lock velocity, so it's flying at cruising speed, I think. And lost its Tesla destructor. And now the Necrons run over and discover what that objective does. And as the Sisters player, I really hope it explodes and kills them. Oh, unfortunately it is not. So Necrons are winning right now. They have 2 objectives, and the Orks and the Sisters are just, we kill each other, but we're not doing much of anything. Necrons are going to win, and these guys, they're totally out of range, so no one can see them. These guys are sitting right next to this Exorcist. Those guys are disturbingly close to my sisters, and those guys right there are disturbingly close to those 2 remaining boys, or 3. There's maybe a guy on the ground. 4. There's 4 boys. I can't see them from here. Yeah, it's gonna end soon. It's gonna end soon for the Crons. So yeah, shooting is done from the Necrons. This wrecks. They're assaulting that Exorcist, and it didn't move. It did move because it rammed, but they're going to take it out because it only got 1 whole point left. And we're going to call the game because the Necrons have won. There's pretty much no way that we can prevent that from the Orcs/Sisters side. They've got an objective way over there that gives them Skyfire. They got this objective here, so 6 points. Necrons got Kill the Warlord. They got Linebreaker. They got Linebreaker. So we got one of the 2 line breakers, and Orcs got First Blood, and Sisters got, I don't think Sisters got anything. Nothing. We could almost get line breaker with that unit if we just kept running it. But I killed the Stompa, so I've got moral victory to myself.